Hi everyone, today's video is a bit different to usual because I decided to do a build off with 6 of my fans. These were chosen from my Discord server, so if you want to be part of more events like this in the future, make sure to join it. The link is inside the description of this video. For this build off, everyone got given a 10x10 plot and the theme was old fashioned or vintage. They could use any of the game passes because I have them all, and the budget was 20,000. The time limit was also around 45 minutes. It was originally I think 30 minutes, but nobody finished in that time, so we increased it to 45 minutes long, and the tours for this will be at the end of the video. The rules for this build off was very simple. This was to keep in the budget of 20,000, as well as this not building other people's allocated plots and not pressing the undo button. Here I just let everyone choose which space they wanted to build on, each of them being 10x10. As well as this, some people did actually have to leave midway throughout the build, so that is why you'll see some of them being unfinished. However, basically everyone did finish. I think it was 2 people who left, but yeah. Not really related to the build off, but next week I'll be posting the speed build to the Italian village that came out last weekend, so if you haven't already, make sure to go look at the tour for that to see if you would be interested in building it as well. Here you can also see me giving everyone the £20,000 budget for this challenge. Unfortunately, Bloxburg doesn't allow me to set my own budget for myself. However, I calculated at the end and I think it was about 15,000 the price of my room, so I was underneath the budget. I didn't actually know what shape I was going for, however in the end I went with this. Later on I did kind of shrink the size down a little bit just because it was quite big, and for the time limit I couldn't really add as much detail as I wanted to in the build. I also tried adding lots of basic shapes to make it more detailed. I don't often use basic shapes, so this was kind of a struggle for me, but I did end up getting to a result that I did actually quite like at the end. I went for a very dark approach to the theme, and towards the end I added in quite dark lighting. I also made custom windows throughout the whole build just to make it look more detailed again, and I used lots of like carpet material throughout the whole thing just to make it feel more cozy, I guess. Before starting this build, I also looked into some inspiration on Pinterest and Instagram. I didn't really get many ideas, but I did use that to kind of inspire the bed a little bit in terms of the textures and the pillows. I like barely ever do build-offs, so if you lot would be interested in more build-offs, make sure to comment that below, and if this one gets a lot of views, I may be doing another one quite soon, but I am planning to do more videos with my audience. There's also quite a lot of glitches in terms of money, so sometimes you see me coming out of build mode just to change people's budgets. I didn't increase their budget at all, I just had to re-enter it in hopes it would reappear for them. The build could also be as many floors as they wanted to, as it's just the interior you do not have to decorate the outside, and fortunately no one did, so they managed to use all their budget just for the inside.
To the bay at night for ya. Anything to get a little time with you. Haven't felt like this in a while. You really know how to make a girl smile. Giving you time is more than I ask when you see me. Oh, you make love and you easy take. Nothing for me to complete you, baby. Ooh, and I usually keep to myself, but you get me out of my shell and I know.
One of my favourite parts about this build is the custom sofa that you see me building now. It took quite a while to figure it out to make it actually look somewhat realistic, but I'm so happy with how it turned out at the end. I could not have asked for it to look any better, to be fair. I think in total the sofa would probably be like a few thousand, I think, just because it was so detailed. But I went with this like pillow that I've seen everywhere on like YouTube, Instagram, and I think it really matched with the theme of the build, to be honest. I could never really figure out what to do with the armrest, but I think it does look somewhat decent and it does kind of work with the theme, I guess, a little bit. I also wanted this build to have quite a lot of textures because quite a lot of my builds are just plastic textures or metal textures, so it ends up being quite like fake looking almost. With this one I went with lots of like woods and carpets just to make it look more realistic, just something that would be like old fashioned. This video was actually meant to come out last week, however I did get a cold so I wasn't able to do the voiceover then, so that's why it is coming out today. If you want to be part of the tours for my speed builds, normally I record on Friday at 11 PM GMT, so then you can join and you will be inside the tour. For me, this build probably took about 30 to 35 minutes. I was a bit underneath the time limit, but that was completely fine, so I just waited until everyone else had finished as well. Here you can see I decided to shrink the space. It was just too big and I thought it just didn't really look that realistic, and I didn't really know what to do with the space anyway. So that's why I kind of didn't add as much detail on that side, and yeah. Also, make sure to comment down below who you think the best person's build was, as well as that let me know if you would want to see a video like this style as a speed build, which I could do like a whole house of. I was planning to do kind of a similar style to this, maybe a little bit brighter with more whites and stuff, but I did start doing that, but I have not finished it yet, so if that ever gets finished, that will be a speed build coming out kind of soon. I wanted the main part of this room to be the bed, so it's kind of like the centre, like when you walk straight inside you just see the bed, which I really like about it. I think it just makes it look more formal, I guess, the room, and yeah, I just like it, to be fair. I've also been doing this little tree hat quite a lot recently, like inside my Italian village and some other builds as well. I think it's just super cute because there aren't a lot of different tree options, especially ones that you could put indoors. It's more just like a custom plant, I guess, but yeah, there's not a lot of plant choices as well, to be fair. I like the texture of the grass on the plants, however some of them are just like plastic and you can't change it, so I don't think that looks as great, so that's why I wanted to include some of the other plants just to make it look more natural in terms of the build. And that is the build all done. I gave everyone about 5 to 10 minutes just to change the decals, and here are the tours. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed them, and make sure to comment down below who you thought did the best. So thank you all for watching.
Said that it's the me for you. You know how to make me feel pretty when you say you need me, love. Never felt so free. No. I keep it spot for you. All my exes locked for you. Got plans, I'ma drop for you. There's no need to choose, nothing I wouldn't do. So I'ma keep it locked for you. All of this for you. Yeah. Take flights to the bay at night for you. Anything to get a little time with you. Haven't felt like this in a while. You really know how to make a girl smile. Giving you time is more than I ask when you see me. Oh, you make love and you easy take. Nothing for me to complete you, baby. Oh, and I usually keep to myself, but you get me out of my shell, and I knew right the moment I fell for you. I keep it on lock for you. I'ma keep a spot for you. All my exes locked for you. Got plans, I'ma drop for you. There's no need to choose, nothing I wouldn't do. So I'ma keep it locked for you. All of this for you. I keep it on lock for you. I'ma keep a spot for you. All my exes locked for you. Got plans, I'ma drop for you. There's no need to choose, nothing I wouldn't do. So I'ma keep it locked for you. All of this for you. I'ma keep a spot for you. All my exes blocked for you. Got plans, I'ma drop for you. There's no need to choose, nothing I wouldn't do. So I'ma keep it locked for you. All of this for you. All of this for you. Taking pictures in my mind. Got the sun in my hair, blue in your eyes. I could lay here all my life. Time moves slowly, green goes from my high. I can't get enough of you, baby, it's the love for me. Said that it's the me for you. You know how to make me feel pretty when you say you need me, love. Never felt so free, no. I keep it on lock for you. I'ma keep a spot for you. All my exes locked for you. Got plans, I'ma drop for you. There's no need to choose, nothing I wouldn't do. So I'ma keep it locked for you. All of this for you. Yeah. Take flights to the bay at night for you.